Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Starlight Observatory. My name is Trip Starlight, and I am here with my slug star reader friends. My brain is kind of on fire today, so like my words are going to be messed up, but that's okay because I have 3 other people here to help me out. Today we're going to talk about the first half of the manhwa, The Villainous Turns Back the Hourglass. And in just a few minutes before we came on, we all have very strong opinions about it, I think.
Yeah.
Friends, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Dr. Toto Hex, the smartest science turtle. Your ocean John. My brain is not on fire today, but it is underwater. I am very sleepy.
Very nice. My name is Realm, Professor Guide to the Stars. Oh, I didn't think of a good intro, but I got a bunch of candy, so I'm ready for the long game. How you doing?
My favorite part of this was Trip sounded like they said that their name was Chip Skylark, and I was like, my shiny teeth and me. Anyway, hi, I'm Feyble.
It's always about teeth, aren't
No
you?
joke. No joke. On Sunday when I rated someone, they called me Chip Skylark, and I clearly need
Oh my
to.
gosh. We got the 4 elements here. We got fire, water, candy, and teeth.
Me.
Hi, I'm Feyble. I'm not that kind of fairy, but I guess today I.
Oh, I love your new PNG. When
my
did you get
intro.
this done? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's so cute,
Yeah,
right?
it's so cute.
It's lovely.
I love it. It's so good.
Doom scrolling.
You're doom scrolling, but you look happy.
Chronically
doom scrolling.
online.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so yeah, so we read. Well, it's our first like foray into the villainous style of manhwa. And,
Indeed.
Yeah, and thanks to Realm's recommendation, we read The Villainous Turns the Hourglass. It looked like something I would read anyway, so I was like pretty happy to get to read something that wasn't vampires. But yeah, it is a series. Let me pull up my notes because I have like pages and pages of notes. Oh dear.
So I
All
have
right,
I have a quick synopsis of
Yeah.
it, if you want me to just throw that in there.
Please.
Go for it, Realm.
All right, so this was originally, like a lot of manhwas that come to be, this originally started as a web novel by the online name of San Sobi. It was originally in Korean, so just translated it. The original studio that translated or created into a manhwa or webtoon was Ant Studio, which was then later taken to an English translation by Tappy Toons, which, if you guys have read other stories or may have come across the translations for it, it's another webtoon based reading app. So I guess it was pretty serious. So this is a story about Aria Resent. That's how I say it.
That's
She
fine.
is the daughter of a prostitute, which only has the name of Miss Resent. I don't think they gave her a first name. But they were born from a common family, but they were what's it called? The mother married a count, which I don't really remember much about my levels here, but I think it's like you have like a commoner, and then you have like a baron, and then a count, and then like a duke, then a duchess. So like somewhere in the middle of moderately wealthy, but in this world it's very wealthy.
What's he
They just
counting?
have lots of money.
What is he counting?
He's
Counting all those
counting
dollar
all of his
bills.
daughters.
He's
and-
really up counting all the dollars.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So, if you haven't seen it already, the story is about Aria's regression, or it's termed as regression or regressors, because she was initially in her first life killed because of some scheme that her younger sister Mael, put to light, and because of this, she was able to, by some means, turn back time to a place where, just before all this stuff started happening, she used to be known as, in people's eyes, because in that society, it's all about rumors, it's all about status, like flaunt your money, need to be this sort of way, otherwise you'll be looked down upon. She was seen as a villain. So now, as a result, she's now going to trade lives with Mael, ruin her life, and become the actual villain that she thought. And this is her story of how she did it.
Yes.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yes, it's book night, Highwind. Or Manhwa night, really.
Yeah. So the
Comic book?
original,
Yeah.
we mentioned it just before the start of the stream, but there is no arc in a sense. If you guys in chat have read it, it is just one big
Yeah.
go at it. It's
Yeah, it's
not
one big
like
revenge arc.
yeah,
It's
one big
big
revenge
everything.
arc. Yeah, it only really stopped for like the
You know what it
seasons.
reminded me of? It reminded me of Count of Monte Cristo. It's very much that, but with
Mhm.
actual like magic.
Yeah, with actual
Where like one
magic.
person goes back to their past life and tries to get revenge on everyone who wronged them and turns into the monster themselves.
Yep. It basically is the Count of Monte Cristo. It's just
But with
with
magic and
Aria and
anime
not,
girl. Or not
yeah,
anime girl.
just
Well, I
very,
guess do we still call them anime girls if it's manhwa?
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, don't tease me with comic book night.
don't tease you with a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the comic book.
Right. So I didn't know how to sort of like address the length of reading that we had in its entirety.
Yeah.
But I guess you could go with sort of like what you think of it all, some of the points that you enjoyed, some of the things you didn't enjoy, kind of bounce between each other back and forth, and just
Well,
kind of go from
do we
there.
want to go chronologically?
Yeah, we can try to go chronologically, but I also think
Okay.
if we just want to like yell about one part, that's fine too.
Oh, okay.
So we can try to go
Yeah,
chronologically.
I just figured it was a little tough to go chronologically because it was just like
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Gotcha.
tried making the mark at like where things happen, but at the
Maybe a
same time,
better
I was just
way
like,
is talk like character by character how we feel about the characters. Then we can start with Aria.
That's
oh, okay,
actually
yeah,
fair too.
Yeah.
that
Because,
is
like,
true.
I think Aria is a pretty interesting protagonist because she's not a good person. She's kind of a, like, petty bitch. She's very much like a
Yeah.
drama queen, just wants her revenge, is, like, not afraid to do whatever it takes to get it. But at the same time, she's, like, a little more, like, calculating and reserved now that she's, like, seeing what happens if she doesn't play by the whole political game and the like subterfuge and the intrigue that goes on in noble life. But at the same time, she's not afraid to just like kind of like just do whatever she wants sometimes
Yeah.
and try to get away with it. I think that she's a very interesting protagonist because usually with these isekai protagonists, they are like super OP or have some sort of like super strength or something. And she does have like her magical hourglass, and she does have like the like cheat mode where she already knows like future events that are gonna happen. But it is a little bit more tame. Um, and there are things that like, are kind of out of her sort of like calculations that occur and she has to adjust to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my major problem with this lies not with Aria's character herself, but rather there's not really been a character that can stand up to her. I can give her like a run for her money and like have this interesting like back and forth, you know?
That's
Hmm.
true for the most part. Um, hmm. I think, I think, I agree with basically everything you said, Toto. I think my only thing is I think it was cool how they would show that Aria, well, cool, is like not the best word for this, but I liked that they were showing she was a more complicated character because she actually does have like trauma from being murdered, but then she just kind of gets over it very quickly, I thought. And then her anxiety stems from things not going her way. And instead of it being like, that's not how it was supposed to go, I had everything planned because I knew everything that happened, it was just like, it felt more like she was whining because things weren't going the way she wanted them to.
It's true. I liked them showing her like giving money to the poorer people because she had been
Yeah.
poor before she like joined the noble class.
Yeah.
But I wish that like those things that she did as a poor person were what helped her, like succeed. Like those were like the what would give her like an edge.
Yeah.
So
But
like the
no, she
best
kind of just
revenge is like a life well lived kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
or like, hey, like I'm going to use like a network of like poor people and like give them money in order to get more information, like and be able to spy on people, or just
Yeah.
something simple like that. Or like, hey, we can use like the workers to incite a rebellion and seize the means of production. and like help further our own goals and stuff while furthering my goals. Like something like that where it's something unique to her that no one else, like, yes, she has like unique like time travel power, whatever. But also she's unique because she was a commoner.
Mm.
And she could have like possibly used that to advantage. But no, she kind of turns into like the evil person herself, which I guess is like the
That's
main
the point.
focus of the show. It's
Yeah.
like she becomes as evil as like the noble people, and she
Yeah.
kind of just uses everyone as tools.
Yeah, I think she's treading such a middle ground. Like she does really nice things, but then she does like really really evil things too. And I kind of want her to be one or the other. I want her to either be super fucking evil or like super actually really good, like Robin Hoodie, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Avenging the poor kid.
Yeah, if she could pick one.
Bourgeoisie. She kind of does neither.
Right. And I think she also suffers because she doesn't quite have a dramatic foil in the series. Miel is supposed to be a dramatic foil, but for like the first like 20 chapters, Miel is just like, oh, you can do that. Ha, ha, ha. Clenches fist like Arthur, that one Arthur meme. Like, she doesn't really do anything yet.
Yeah.
And then when
well,
we do get like actual rivals, like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like they're playing on an even level, like even playing field. What I really wanted was like, I knew this would never happen, but what I really wanted was Miel to reveal that she has also been like reincarnated, and the first time she killed like Aria was because she knew what would happen, and they're just having a whole like time cycle thing going on. So now
That would be
they both have the same
messy. I
power.
love it.
I will tell
I
you,
know.
I have read a story similar to that. They had isekai'd themselves into a book. One person read it, the other person like made fun of the person who read it, so they didn't know much. They just knew of the title, and then it's like a cat and mouse game of like figuring out who's who. So that could be interesting.
And then it just turns into How to Lose a Time War, if you read.
that's true.
They didn't kiss, unfortunately. No.
I don't want.
Well,
Miel
they're
and
stepsisters,
Aria to
so
kiss.
maybe they don't have them kiss.
Yeah. Oh my god. Ugh. I don't want to talk about Kane ever.
Yeah, there are many times where I literally wrote like Kane, dude, the fuck,
No.
like
Yeah.
no lie.
Sorry, I talked too much about Aria. What do you think, Faye?
Okay, so like my biggest issue was that she, in her brain, she's like, I'm playing 3D chess. I know the future. But then she has like no flexibility when the plan has
Yeah.
opportunity for growth and change. So it's like she's her own foil in the sense that she's like, oh, I'm a commoner. I can get away with these things. I have all these opportunities. But then she does nothing with them. And then she what was I saying before we started to stream? She just like doesn't go with the flow. Like when a new opportunity presents itself, she stomps on it.
Yeah, or she panics. Which I guess that's her fatal flaw, which it could, I don't know, it could progress into something where it actually ends up biting her in the butt, but I don't know if it will.
I like that she's not perfect, and I like that she's not Lelouch, where she's like, I'm calculated. I like Light and L, but I kind of like, I wanted that like Light and L dynamic, not necessarily how smart they were, but like I wanted like these two pillars of like this political intrigue to be going at each other's throats, but still smiling and like holding up this facade of they're sisters and they like each other, but actually behind the scenes they're trying to kill each other. Like that would have been so good. But for like the first 20 chapters, it was like Ari's just like kicking Miel while she's down, and Miel's not just kind of taking it.
Yeah. Well, Miel does start taking action later on, but
Yeah. But I feel like by then, it's almost like too late because like Ari had such a head start.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And there's no, didn't ever feel like there was a moment where the stakes had been like raised or the tables had turned so much that now Miel was on top.
Yeah.
Because it always felt like Aria was like always just one step ahead.
Now that we're
That's
talking
kind
about
of the point.
yeah, I almost think it's good that she's so contentious because she is supposed to be a villain, and I guess that's the point. But at the same time, she's a little more frustrating than I can handle
Yeah.
sometimes.
Like I do like her as a character. I just feel like the other characters, like the way they play around with her, could have been more developed.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I yeah. Sorry.
I had this one part, and I know that we're talking about characters, but there was this part that Aria does around chapter 30 where she doesn't even like the guy she's trying to mess with her sister about.
Yeah.
Like, she's trying to play mind games with her sister to pretend that she's going to get this guy. And I think she really thought she was going to get this guy, which was fine. But then she has this whole, like, micro tantrum and faints. And I'm just like, you didn't see this coming? You didn't, but this was clearly the way that this was going to happen. You didn't think this would be this easy, did you?
Yeah, that is her. I don't even actually think it's a bad thing because it keeps happening. Like, it's clearly supposed to be her fatal flaw, is that when things don't go her way, she just, like, explodes.
Yeah.
Mentally. She just, like, burns out immediately.
It's so weird, though.
It is a little odd, I agree. But I feel like it's intentional, even if I don't think it's the best choice.
But
like,
also,
there's
it's
no
okay,
growth
because she has
to
the
it.
magic hourglass that
Yeah.
can turn back time.
I can live with that. That
I
makes
can't
sense.
live with that. I don't like that part. I feel like she has to
Toto's
live
like,
with the
"No."
consequences of her decisions.
You have to live with them. You get a second chance, but you don't get a million
Yeah,
second
exactly.
chances.
You already got to play a new game on a new save file. You don't get to save state now, okay?
You can't keep save scumming, Aria. God.
I know.
You mean I have my saves coming button toggled to mouse 3, like I'm set. Like, come on.
She does, though.
Yeah,
She does.
literally.
She just-
I respect it, honestly.
Yeah, I love that she walks around with her big ass box everywhere. It's funny.
She's got this giant clockwork, like, necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Slaps her. All right, now I'm
So out
good.
of pocket.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's just the Victorian era Waka Flocka clock, right? There you
Yeah,
go.
pretty
It
much.
is, yeah. You're right. Rel, I'm sorry. We've been like shitting on Aria. What do you think of Aria?
no, I was honestly mostly in line with it. It became her flaw that when things were going her way, it very quickly wasn't, and then she was reacting very, I guess, proportionate to it, but at the same time, like, I guess in a way it kind of makes her character more. I'm not gonna say relatable because I clearly have not got back in time. But
Sympathetic, maybe?
I guess sympathetic in a way because she still went through all that stuff and she didn't be like, all right, it's a clean slate. Like, she objectively thought, okay, this is my chance to do it right this time. But at the same time, she's still caught up in like her traumas and stuff. So she's just like, she's not gonna get it 100% right. She's doing a pretty damn good job.
Yeah.
But to that end, I think Toto said this. She's much more tame in the way she goes about things. Like, I have seen with these sort of stories both the good part of going alls deep, like from the get-go, like as soon as everything happens, like there was one where it's just like slap the maid, tell your parents you're done with them, go make a bunch of money immediately, like a lot of like common tropes where you just go, but like it ruins the pace dramatically and it
Mhm.
just makes you not want to read the story like 20 chapters later. But I felt like she could have really amped it up just like a little bit.
Right.
It was really much more tame than I think she should have gone for.
Yeah, it's almost.
Um,
Yeah. No, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was just saying. Other than that, like, I was just gawking over all the nice outfits in the story, so I was just paying attention to her. I'm like, oh my god, no wait, Annie and Jesse look amazing in these outfits. Moving on. So she was not my main focus really. I think the pacing was pretty nice. And she was a good character. I don't hate her.
I think
I
she's
want
the best
to root for
character.
her
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
for
she's
the
certainly
most
the
part.
fleshed out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As she should be.
very much so.
You're right about the pacing, though. I didn't really think about the pacing as I was reading it, but it is paced very well. It's not very fast paced, but it's like very methodical. It's very calculated paced, you know? Or at least it feels that way.
Hmm.
No, it is, yeah.
It is.
Perhaps it's the folly that, like, for people who like to get into, well, it's manga, manhwa books. I think we all like go about it in like the same way, but after reading so many, we look at a story and go, all right, how many chapters are there? Do I have a lot to read? All right, awesome. Next, how's the art style? All right, it's good. How are the reviews? Awesome. Let's go into it. Now, how's the translation? How's the pacing? How are the characters? Do people just suck because it's good writing, or do people suck because the characters suck? And then
Yeah,
from
I said
there,
like
so I think I
bad characters with bad
subconsciously,
execution.
Yeah.
I subconsciously just like look at it. I'm like, is it okay? Is it okay? Is it okay? So like,
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to her as much. I was just like, all right, if she's a good character, the story goes as it should. But I'm like, is everybody else just gonna be like good? All right, like
Yeah.
please don't,
It's very
please don't mess this up for no
interesting, 'cause
reason.
that is not the way I read books at all around. Thank you for that insight.
It is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about the way I read, actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like Rome was talking, and I was like, "Oh, we're attacking me? Cool thing."
Well,
it's not
you know,
a bad thing.
No.
yeah, I look at it in the luck is preparation meets opportunity sort of thing.
Yeah.
So this had a lot going for it, which I'm very happy so far. It's lent itself to be a nice story.
Yeah. I actually didn't think that you would like the story, Realm, because we read a memory called Empire, and that's also very slow build up political intrigue. I didn't think you would like this type of story.
So this was, I think I started this like at a very different time, so I know it was a well thought out story. I happen to also have a soft. This is actually like around the time that I started talking to Trips
Mhm.
before we like did any games or any streams like that. I said, "Oh yeah, this is the type of stuff I like to read," and it was the otome like aristocratic style stuff. And I remember that
Oh yeah.
Trips liked it too, and I was just like, I'm a sucker for like a good romance, and they happen to be well-made ones in this style. And I'm like, oh, I just love the outfits. I love the whole decorum. I love the type of stuff. So I guess it's kind of like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because yeah, for like memory called Empire, if you guys have not read it, it's like weird sci-fi cyber Aztec style,
Yeah.
which is very like unique.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yes, you
enjoy
also need a thesaurus to like really get into it. It wasn't
I like
hard
that world
once you
building.
really got
It's
into
my
it.
favorite.
You know, it's awesome, but you also needed the thesaurus to
Whatever.
like fully throw it yourself into it, you know?
But I feel like I like that because it's very immersive. It doesn't like talk down to you, you know?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I need an extra book to read a book, it's talking down to me.
It's not though. You actually
It's
don't.
not.
No, imagine like a I don't want to say it because I don't know what people prefer, but just like this European suavo like person in front of you going like speaking to you in parcel and it was just like trying to romance you up and you're like, you sound great, but I kind of need like a translator for this. I know you're speaking some sweet
it's
stuff,
It's
but
like he's
damn, I
trying
need
to
a
speak to
second.
me. I know it.
Yeah, they use a lot
Exactly.
of like they don't say male, they say infofiche sticks and things like that. But you know it's male. Like they explain to you that it means male. It's things like that.
Mail as in the letter mail.
Mail is
Okay.
in mail
Not
that you
as in-
receive. Yes.
Yeah.
in a letterbox.
Your
Oh,
courier
okay.
mail.
I was like, no, but okay.
Yeah, the
M-A-I-L,
snail mail.
sorry. The snail mail, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the only thing. And all the characters are named weird things, so there's that too.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. It's more just the proper nouns are just replaced with something else. Kind of the same way, like, you know.
Yeah, and
they do it in, like,
it's like it's beautifully written. Imagine it's just like I don't know, watching like going to a museum and looking at a bunch of paintings. You're like, damn, it's really nice. It just takes a fair bit of mind, which a lot of people enjoy for the immersion to really get the full picture.
I think I did like the outfits in here sometimes, but it's so like it shows how anachronistic. It's just like generic fantasy world. Like there's no like time setting it's clearly supposed to be trying to be in. Because sometimes
Right,
they're wearing
right.
1920 stuff, sometimes they're wearing Victorian stuff, sometimes it's Edwardian.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
hundreds of years apart.
Yeah, it's just like throw anything that's pretty at the wall and you
It's
can
just
wear
like
it.
pretty European stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty European, yeah.
But damn, it
I
didn't
think
stop being pretty.
like one of my gripes with this series is like, and one of my gripes with many series is I always want new experiences, right? Like for me, variety is the spice of life. For me, and this is not to say that my view is like better or worse than anyone else's here. I'm just like, I want, like, yes, if the pacing is done well, I can check mark that box, but I want something new, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like with this series, I've seen like political like intrigue, like kind of like under the table like intrigue done so much better in oh gosh, what's that series called? The one where like the guy and the girl actually like each other, but they can't tell each other they like each other. That
Oh,
one anime.
Love is
Movie
War?
ever?
Yeah, Love is War,
Yeah.
right? Like that was such a creative and like intelligent way of telling its like under the table like subterfuge story.
That manga
Like
series
political
goes
intrigue story.
bonkers in the past
Yeah.
last 30 chapters, but yeah. Yeah, I
Okay,
get what
I've
you're
not read
saying.
that.
That's okay. I do like that series.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But like with this, it was like I feel like this one went down deep, like one or maybe two levels into like the political intrigue, but there wasn't anything like that was super mind gamesy about it.
yeah.
It was just like, oh, ho, ho, if I can convince this guy to like me, he won't like her.
Yeah. I also
And that was about
'cause,
it.
like Aria goes and is like, I know how to get money, gambling, and I'm like, no.
I would have loved if she just gambled all of her like money away and then she just loses again.
I understood why she could gamble, but I was like, that's not okay.
And then for like other like European political stuff, like I was a big fan of like Game of Thrones back when that was like actually good and like before they like shot themselves in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
So I've like seen this kind of like stuff before.
Yeah.
I've seen like isekais before, and I've seen that one like even villainous isekai or otome style where oh gosh, what's the one called? Where the villainess becomes a good guy and then becomes like super bisexual and then everyone just is in love with her.
I can never remember that show.
I can never
I
remember
call
that
it
character's
Katarina
name.
because the main character's name is
Yeah,
Katarina.
yeah,
Oh,
Katarina.
yeah,
Yeah,
Is that like the blonde and
Yeah,
the?
she's
She's
a
a
brown
brunette.
hair. It's
She's
like
brunette now.
I'm the villainess, so I'm XYZ. You know, I'm the
Hmm.
villainess.
I'll look it
It's
up.
like all
so-
flags lead to death.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
find
that
Yeah,
one.
my
Oh, okay.
next life as a villainess is the
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yeah, and then like the protagonists all fall in love with her, male and female, and
Yeah.
it's just big bi energy the whole time.
Yeah, that the actual Otome game is getting localized in November.
Oh, really?
Is it really?
Yes, I'm gonna buy it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to play that.
We should play it on stream, and we should do voice acting if they don't have voice
Mary's
acting.
best girl.
I
I,
think
won't
it
have
will
it
have
any
voice
other
acting.
way.
Yeah,
But-
let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So if we're gonna go through
But
the
yeah, so, like,
characters,
I'm sorry, that was just me saying like
Oh,
this
no,
is
no,
why
you're
like
good.
this series didn't impress me as much. I understand that this was also one of the first like otome
Yeah.
style like manhwas.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was not super impressed with the series because I wanted something more unique.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think actually when I think about like Otome visual novels that are older than this, it is doing what they were not doing for the time. But now that we're reading it in 2023, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can just talk about the plot around the characters, I suppose, since that's what we're doing anyway. We could talk about Miel next or Oscar next. Miel.
I suppose I think maybe we should do. Well,
Or
I would
whatever
say,
character.
can we do? I think we should do like the rest of the Rosette family because while they
Okay.
play a role, it's really Mael, Kane because I hate him, and then everybody else. So they kind of get clumped together at some point.
Yeah, they do.
So I guess briefly the Rosette family, and then
Sure. I mean,
I
Mana is
guess-
fine. She just doesn't do anything
right
But,
for
yeah.
a while.
for a while. But she does protect her. She does obviously love her daughter and like defends her when it's necessary, but is just like, I'm just happy to be rich. Woo!
I remember one of the early chapters. She literally like grabbed her mom to get attention. She was literally like drunk, passed out in her bed.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What are you talking about? I'm the head of the house."
Yeah. And then the dad kind of sucks because he just is not a good person.
Now, I had to wait a little bit to see like what he was doing. I'm like, all right, so like he really didn't help her first time around. She didn't really get any support, obviously, because you really didn't hear about it. But like, it took a while before they were like, oh yeah, he like, I guess didn't hinder her, but didn't really help her at all. And then it kind of started with the whole fur trade thing, and slowly but surely he kept trying to like push herself like down the bus. And I'm like, at that point, it took a little bit. I was like, oh yeah, he does suck a lot, doesn't he?
Well, I feel like at the same time the author was making him suck a lot so
Yeah.
that like we can have the revenge and not have any like guilt about it and no like moral grays. Just like everyone here says we can kill them. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it also because she like gives the idea for like having a fur business, and he's like, "Wow, that's a great idea," and goes off for a while and does it, but then gives all the credit to Miel.
Which
Yeah.
makes no fucking sense. 'cause
Yeah.
Miel didn't say anything about the fur business at all.
Right. He just wanted to give it to like the true daughter instead. I think that's also when we first really see Aria start to freak out because things aren't going to plan, or like nothing matters because my family doesn't recognize me anyway. So I guess it has plot purpose and
Yeah.
everything. But
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
the first 30 chapters. I'm not 30, sorry. The whole like, no wait, it kind of went into like the 30s. It was like the whole miscommunication of things.
yeah.
Because like Asher thought it was Mael, but it was really this, and then Mael's ideas were being, you know.
Yeah.
All that did for me was piss me off.
Yeah. Me too.
It's like it just wasted time. It was like filler episodes, but like they were bad filler episodes.
Right?
And it just
Well, I guess it was
just
good that
this
like
is-
not everything Arya does was an instant success, which is good.
I do
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think okay, so talking about Miel though, like Miel, I feel like could have been great, but she kind of was just meh.
Oh, Meow.
Like
It was very meh.
yeah, like I feel like almost like I was watching. I just bully this poor girl, like because we hadn't really seen her be evil yet.
Yeah.
If we hadn't seen her be evil, then it would have been something different. But like we're just like picking on this poor girl and then turning her even eviler, even faster.
Yeah.
But then she like never really could stand a chance to Arya.
For the most part, yeah, like she keeps trying to. Like she has like a good relationship with the countess lady, whatever her name is, Iris.
Or is it?
It's
Is it
Iris.
Yeah, it's like a weird spelling of Iris.
Isis.
Isis?
It was
Yeah.
ISIS, yeah.
Isis.
Yeah.
But like she fails at doing anything
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost like watching, like a grown up beat up a kid over and over.
Kind of. It vaguely feels like that.
Even if the
character.
kid deserves it, the grown up still looks bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? What movie is that? Kung Pao?
Or,
Yeah,
like,
I think
just
so. Where they're like,
kicking
haha,
the
we
women
taught you
down.
wrong on purpose to laugh at you. It's kind of because she like doesn't have all the information ever.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
like watching a Smash Bros. Pro beat up on a noob over and over.
Not a noob.
Yeah.
A little noob.
Yeah, at the same time, it's... I don't know. She obviously... I want to know why she wanted to kill her originally, but I
Right?
don't know if
That's
I
what.
can.
That's why I was saying I wanted her to originally be from a different timeline, and she'd be like, "I went back in time to kill you because you killed me in another timeline." You know?
It could be like that. We just don't know yet.
Yeah, and then they could have like a JoJo showdown, like JoJo and Dio, where they both have time powers.
100%.
I want them to get
The
super
gang's going
buff.
to Egypt.
Yeah, they get super buff. They just rip off their sleeves,
Yeah.
and they just like stand menacingly at each other.
Yeah. Oh my god, why?
But
no,
If you guys
yeah.
started blasting Stardust Crusaders, I would jump.
I didn't mind it. I think it was just like it was just like a petty villainous thing going on for far too many chapters, in my opinion.
Are you
That's fair.
approaching me, Aria?
Yeah.
I can't beat you up without getting you any closer. No.
Yeah, I was like, I get it. Miel sucks. Aria to go
Yeah.
do something else.
I feel like, honestly, at a certain point, I feel like Aria just won, like, and she didn't have to do anything else because, like,
Yeah.
Miel was gonna self-implode anyway. Miel was gonna like try to murder her, and then she could like catch her, and then just like instantly throw her in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Like, she's just.
At a certain point, it is
there's a
like,
lot
why are you
of
hitting
that.
yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Yeah, it's like you already won.
Yeah.
He's already dead. Stop hitting him.
She's already, well, she's not, and then she tries to,
Yeah.
She does a dramatic thing at the very end, but I don't know if I want to say it yet. I just don't know how to feel. And Oscar's like a big doormat. If I.
He's
Or-
a
okay,
big
no,
old.
He's not a doormat. He's oh gosh.
He's a
I
lost
guess
puppy.
Yeah, a lot.
He's a laundry machine.
A laundry machine.
Because of the whole meme, help step bro, I'm stuck.
No. No.
Oh, not the meme.
He's like the way to fake and attach step bro.
Oh my god.
Who just sits there and doesn't really do anything else, actually.
Oh, sorry. I avoided talking about Kane because I just hate him. I hate
Oh,
Kane.
we're talking
That's
about
my
Kane?
opinion.
Oh, you meant Oscar.
Yeah.
Oscar is a doormat. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
talking about Oscar,
Well,
and then I
Kane.
meant to say Kane, and I was like, oh, never mind. Yeah, Kane is
Okay,
terrible.
yeah.
I hate him.
Kane is
I don't
horrible.
care if she's your stepsister. No. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm not into it.
No.
I think it just didn't make sense. Like, it was just like a weird tension point for no reason other than to be a tension point.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
What I was about to say that. Yeah.
Like, it would be different if in the past life they had this weird, gross, taboo rendezvous thing going on. That
No,
would
please,
be gross.
please
I
no.
hate it. But,
Please
like,
no.
at least I could get it. You know what I mean? Like, I could understand why he, like, suddenly is like, ooh la la. But he's just randomly like, ooh la la. And she's like, why? Go away.
I too would be like, why go away though?
Well, yeah. No, of course. Like, as a whole, that's a gross ew bucket.
Yeah.
But, like, at least if there was something going on in the alternative timeline, I could shove my head far enough up my butt to understand it.
Yeah. Or I thought it would have implications later because like he was rude to Asher, but then it didn't have any implications.
Yeah, and then Asher, like, from the first time I saw him, I was like, wait, he's talking about this, like, doing the same thing that the Crown Prince does. He's a Crown Prince, isn't he?
Yes. I also
Mhm.
Oh my god, those misunderstandings were killing me.
I hated it. It was stupid.
Yeah.
It was long, and then like it felt like Aria was just willfully stupid at times.
How did you not know what the Crown Prince looks like? I'm sorry.
And she
What?
didn't know what his name was, or anything. Like they do not say his name until his name is revealed. Like
Yeah, I think that's weird. It doesn't make sense.
that was probably one of my most.
I mean, like, it's not like they
frustrating
never addressed it. I mean, they did say how her life was beforehand, but, like, it was kind of like a loose blanket over the whole thing.
points. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
At least they talked about it.
Yeah, they
like,
did talk about it. You're right.
Oh, it was so funny. Like, they brought up bits and pieces of her past life, and when they're talking about, like, dancing, she's like, oh, yeah, I probably am a great dancer now because I used to show my stuff on a dance floor. And then I showed her looking up like a salsa, like a salsa dancer. I don't know. I thought
thought
those
that was
little
cute,
like
yeah.
little clips are hilarious.
I did like Miss Sarah though.
Oh, she
Sarah was
cute.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
she's
kept
cute.
saying I love Sarah. I hate that she's being used, but I love her anyway.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
She looks like Renee from Hololive.
Kinda.
Kinda. She's like that Oni-chan vibe,
Yeah.
which I
Mhm.
love.
Yeah. And she's very protective of her friends.
And I like that she had her own, like, kind of like romance plot kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was sad though. I
Um.
thought that she was secret lesbian, and then they're like, no. And I was like, why?
There's that one maid that I feel like is secret lesbian.
Well, that's true.
Talk about Jessie or Annie?
Is it Annie, the redhead one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I'm just thinking Annie from like Fire Emblem Three Houses, who also
Oh.
also a redhead.
I think she looks like little orphan Annie with her freckles.
Oh yeah.
What a thing to say.
I know, right?
You caught me off guard with that one. I'm sorry.
I'm a
Go
homeless
with
little
bear.
freckles.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah.
I like that it at least addressed some of her like past things, and then we're just like, all right, well, we're gonna do better now, so you guys can be awesome. I was gonna talk to you guys about the two maids.
Yeah, I think they're good. I think they're good. I think I wish that they were bold enough to speak out more to Aria because she does make some dumb decisions sometimes. But I get that they're made, so they're not going to.
I don't know. There was that one maid. What's her name's maid?
The one who
Emma?
poisoned, or
Feyble?
Yeah.
The names are all over the place.
I think it's Emma, because like she was the one that was like the stepsister's practically mom.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
Emma.
Yeah.
Miss Emma.
Yeah,
That one was bonkers.
it was bonkers.
I know she just knew so much, and I'm just like, how does this maid know so much? I mean, I guess they did say, you know, she was a noble beforehand, so she had like those inner workings set, but like, damn.
Yeah.
But what if
She really
everyone secretly time traveled? Everyone's time traveled.
Yeah. When? I have to look up something.
It was just too much time traveling for me.
Yeah.
It was a lot of time traveling.
Okay, can we all agree that like Oscar was kind of a waste of space?
He kind of was. I don't like. I get that she wanted to get back at Miel, but then it was
Plot points gotta be a plot point.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
he was like not important anymore. It was
He
like
just kind
thrown
of
to the
gets thrown
wayside.
away. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
He's
know.
like he's a handkerchief himself. After you finish with it, you throw it away like a used tissue.
Mm-hmm.
He's not as interesting as a used tissue, though. Like,
He's not as interesting as a used tissue. Damn.
Damn.
I mean,
You're
like,
right.
he has no agency
now.
in his own life by choice. By
I know.
choice.
He's just kind of like, oh, cute girl.
He's like, man, my sister runs my life. This sucks. Hey, here are
Wah.
opportunities. I couldn't possibly have another.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's all wah the whole time. Yeah, I get it, but then yeah, it's just funny how he just gets cast aside. And the thing is, I don't like this here, but I don't like it when female characters have this done to them either. So it's just like, why are you here then? I don't know. Maybe he does stuff later on. It wouldn't surprise me if he like does something that's self-sacrificing for Aria.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah,
A little bit of agency.
yeah, a little bit of agency.
He might go from like door to like character status.
Yeah. So,
door to the door that was like used to float the people on the Titanic.
Yeah.
and people on the
Yeah.
Titanic.
yeah.
Still an object, but at least he has a use.
So eventually Arya gets invited to like this secret society that's trying to like prevent the nobles from being dicks, and meets Asher for real then. And I just don't. Everyone is like, wow, she's so smart because she has such good ideas, but I think she's just good at talking, kind of, sometimes.
She just says stupid
Maybe-
things with an
maybe
important
that's-
voice.
Maybe that's exactly what people would think, even if she did have good ideas. Is
Yeah.
like saying it in a very important voice. I believe her.
Yeah, I think she's just a good politician. Like, she's saying what everyone's
She has high
thinking.
charisma.
She just says it
relatively
better.
good intelligence.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, not everyone can be a politician, so good for you, I guess. Has that politician
Yeah.
voice, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I wrote Oscar's sister's hot. Arya should just get with her at one point.
Wait, who?
Arya, but Isis
Arya?
didn't like Arya.
No, she doesn't even like. Then it could be a what do you call it?
Enemies to
Enemies
lovers.
to lovers.
Mm.
That could be cute.
Wait,
That
who?
could be
Wait,
cute.
what?
I said Isis.
Oh, Isis. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Aria and Miel, and I was like, no. They already look like the same character with
Yeah, I
different
know.
haircuts.
Yeah, which was a little confusing, but is also a plot point. Because people.
I was very
confuse her.
Okay. Are we talking about Isis now? Because I was very disappointed.
Yeah,
with
we can talk about
Isis.
Isis. That's fine.
I mean, she
She's-
definitely rocked her outfits well, but yeah, she was
She was
something.
so hot, but then she wasn't as like dommy as I wanted her to be.
No, she's just bitchy.
I know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and
I
also
wanted who's the lady from Full Metal Alchemist? Oh
oh,
gosh.
Lust, yeah.
No, not oh maybe last, yeah. But I was thinking Major Armstrong.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Colonel
Yeah, like a
Armstrong.
really yeah, not Colonel Armstrong, Major Armstrong. His sister.
Oh,
Oh,
his
I thought it
sister,
was.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought his sister was okay.
I
Oh,
don't know.
maybe I have it backwards.
Somebody has arms.
I mean,
Somebody
they are
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
strong. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
she's
yeah.
very cool. I get it. She's
Olivier
Major
Olivier
General.
Armstrong. Major General. Okay, okay.
Major General.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Good
I wanted
God.
her to be like very commanding and like being able to control stuff, you know, but she kind of was just bitchy and bossy.
mm-hmm.
She wasn't very powerful.
Welcome to high school.
It was
Yeah,
very,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I was expecting like a queen and I got a bitchy high school student.
Mm-hmm.
That I was disappointed.
Yeah. Um, I'm so mean in my notes because I'm just like, oh my god, stop saying the same thing over and over again. There was a little while when they were going in between, like, is Miel Aria? Is Aria Miel? Asher doesn't know because he won't just go to the goddamn place to
And
determine.
or just ask them for a name. Like, come on.
Literally.
Well, he did ask for Aria's name, but she said Miel, so that's why he thought it was Miel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
but
she
still.
say meow?
Yeah.
Or
she's-
did she
Yeah,
just
she
go?
did.
He never asked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she said Miel. That's why.
She's just trying to get Miel in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. She's.
That was one of those like that could have gone somewhere, but then it didn't,
It
and
didn't.
everybody just forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Like I feel like Isis's character trait of like being this like bitchy high school like drama queen
Yeah.
like plot person could have been pushed onto Meow, and
Yeah.
then Isis could have been like higher level than that, like more professional and be like the Sarah to Meow.
Oh,
Like
that
how
would have been good.
right? Like she could have been like even more calculating and cold and ruthless, but I feel like she was like what Meow should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I also don't really know her motivations yet. I hope that they get introduced later on in the story, because right now it's just she doesn't really like what the Crown Prince is doing, and is mean. That's what I know.
Okay, she's gonna
Is
get
that
with the
not
crown
enough for
prince
you?
at the end, though, right? Because like that's how these things go. Because princes are like the highest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's the highest like she can get. So our main character is gonna power trip her way into
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
marrying
no
him,
problem
right?
telling us how good she was, but they had an issue with showing us how good she actually was.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
hope I'm
I
wrong. I
wanted to
hope
see it.
she like kills the prince and then brings the whole system crashing down.
Mm.
That would actually be interesting though, so I don't think she can.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
man.
you're right. Damn.
Yeah, that would like make too much sense.
Yeah. Actually, we were talking about the Crown Prince. What do we think about the Crown Prince?
I mean, he was exactly what he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well, I had fun like watching him like poke and prod at her whole like sort of perfect facade, and he's the first one to be like, all right, bet, and then like all of a sudden she's fumbling
Yeah.
all the time. So I was like, that's funny.
It was kind of cute that he was. It would be great if he was her foil in the sense that he was a perfect equal to her. Or he had his own time clock. That could be interesting and fun. But like he was just the cute roguish Robin Hood king guy.
I thought he did have his own hourglass for a minute there, and I was like, okay, and then he doesn't. I was like, man.
Yeah. He's not smart either. He's just edgy.
He's a little smart, I guess, but
No, but okay. Come on. He's smarter than like a doormat and a washing machine or whatever we said that like Kane was. Like
it's true.
we're not
The bar is low
the bar is very low here.
for Ben.
The bar is on the floor.
unfortunately.
Yeah, the bar is literally on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he at least has a personality. He is very Otome boy, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, they all are kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I also don't like Otome Boy.
Yeah,
That's just me though.
It's okay. I mean, he does eventually announce, like, reveal himself to Aria. And she's like very accepting of it. I thought she would have more of a reaction, and she's like, "Oh, okay," kind of.
Yeah, sure. That was really underwhelming.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, okay." And his name is Asterope, and I was like, "Yeah, I would also not reveal my name to the world."
That's a stupid ass name, actually.
And he also has a power, but he has the power of like the Flash. He can go real fast.
Oh, he zoom?
He zoom.
I love that for him.
Yeah, he zoom. And gosh, and so in between all this time, Aria has gambled her way into riches, and with her money, she's starting to invest in trends and like businesses that she know will do well in the future.
Couldn't she start with the investment first before she just gambled the wrong way?
Yes. But she gambled to get the money.
Yeah, you gotta take a little bit of money, you
But
gotta gamble it to a lot of bit of money, and then you gotta give that bit of money away.
and then you invest. I don't
Wash, rinse,
understand.
repeat.
Watch,
I
rinse,
feel
repeat,
like
profit.
something went backwards here.
Solutions. Stonks.
This was the part of the plot that made me really angry, though. Like, more than anything else. Like, more than Kane. What made me angry is because, so she buys all of, like, the sugar stock or whatever. So then the kingdom is like, oh no, no sugar. And everyone is complaining that their food has no flavor. And I'm just sitting here like, what do these people eat in a day? Like, there's more
Have you
flavors
never
than
heard of
sweet.
salt?
Yeah. Have you never heard of salt or, like, oregano?
Yeah, oregano's for savages though. So
Yeah, and so like Miel's like, I started to hate Miel because I was like, oh, you stupid child who can only eat sweet food.
Sweet meat makes me sick.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
the thought makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
wait, sweet. When they say sweet meats, they mean bread. It's sweet meats are a type of bread.
So, yes. However, so sometimes when I go to the store, there's like shaved pork, and I bought one time, and it was just like weirdly sweet, and so
Yeah.
that's what I think of when I think of
Okay.
sweet meat.
I can't do
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I get it. Like pork and oranges, that sort of thing, can't do it. I also just don't eat
Yeah.
pork, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
well,
generally
it's
go my
weird,
way to eat
it's
pork,
like-
but it was on sale.
Oh, I love.
Yeah, when people say a sweet meat, they mean like a confectionery, like cake. But then when they say sweet bread, they mean a meat because sweet bread is pancreas.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird.
That triggers me.
Interesting.
It's strange. But yeah, you're right.
That's so upsetting. I hate
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, what were you saying, Realm?
Yeah, what were you saying?
Oh, I was about to say I enjoy like a sweet bagel with like, like lox or something, but I didn't know.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense.
I couldn't-
Yeah,
Check.
I
You
know
can
what
look it up.
degrees we're talking
Sweet
about.
bread versus sweet meat. They mean the opposite things that you expect them to.
Yeah, but yeah,
Oh,
no,
man.
like, so Aria invests in like this scented oil business, thinking if I add my scented oils to my food, it will change the flavor, and it just
Oh, yeah,
made me
that was-
so mad.
Who is she? Gwyneth Paltrow? What is
So
this?
upsetting.
I was like, that's not. I don't think it's gonna taste that good.
Oh, gross.
Girl, you need to invest in some oregano and paprika, like salt and pepper, girl.
Just salt, yeah.
Yeah, get the salt mines.
But then I guess it's like hinted that like spices aren't really a thing in this kingdom. I was like, wow, this kingdom sucks.
I mean, they are in Europe.
It's like, then I just thought maybe it's the British Empire and everybody just has no taste buds.
They eat beans on toast?
Yeah, they eat beans on toast.
Beans on toast would actually have salt in it.
That's
You're
true,
right.
you're right. And no, beans on toast has ketchup, which has tomatoes, which are a New World plant. So
Which
never
also
mind.
has salt.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was irrationally angry about it, and it doesn't really matter to the plot, but
But it matters to us.
it really doesn't matter.
You're in London.
Yeah, just I don't know why. I was just like, what do these people eat? I don't
That is true. Once it got to that part, I was like, oh, damn, the world runs on Dunkin' and sugar.
Yeah.
I I feel like this is one of my issues with some of the webtoons, or not webtoons, like webtoons and manhwa series we've read, is I feel like they need an additional editor to like proofread everything and like bounce ideas off of, because I feel like a lot of their ideas end up half baked. Like there's not enough thinking that goes into it.
Just
No?
like
I don't
the
feel like
world
I'm
with
baked
no
enough
sugar.
whilst reading it.
You're not baked enough. Oh my god.
Oh.
That was a good one.
Sometimes. I don't know. I think there is one series which I can't wholeheartedly recommend because it's really fat phobic, and I don't like that about it. That, like, it's very similar, but, like, everything has a point and a purpose. Like, the author did, like, thought about everything. And I feel like sometimes, this particular author was like, I like fantasy worlds. What's good in a fantasy world? And that's fine, I guess. But, yeah. It was just like, let's have fun with my fantasy world. It doesn't need to make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not all the time, anyway. But yeah, she has her businesses, and they do really well, and everybody likes Investor A because she's supporting the commoners to get money.
That's what she calls herself, Investor A.
Yes.
Yeah.
I missed that part. I'm mad.
She calls herself Investor A.
That's dumb.
And there's only like one, only her like initial investment guy he knows, and everybody else doesn't know.
The A stands for anonymous.
Yes.
Stop it.
Oh, very clever.
There was actually somebody in the comment section who was just looking at Aria's eye and then drew an Among Us, and I thought that people were saying like Investor Among Us.
Investor Among
Oh my
Us.
god.
No.
Aria is sus. Eject her.
Eject her.
Could you imagine? Someone randomly eject your seats there.
Yeah, and then I think the only other, like, well, there are other major plot points, but one of the major plot points is that, Barry, the maid that's supposed to be like the spy for Miel, is told to poison, Aria, but she uses her hourglass powers to, like, instead fake that she drank the poison, and then ends up getting Emma murdered for it, executed for it, and then also murders Barry in the end too.
I was about to say, she got her just desserts.
Yeah.
She is
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I don't like that Aria pits the maids against each other because they're just people working for her. But
Yeah.
Emma was actually actively trying to kill Aria. So.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been more interesting, if like, yes, she brought down like Emma, but one of her maids also died in the process. And it was like, do I like rewind time to save my maid? Or is it just like good enough that I've like, ends justify the means, I've taken out like the person I was trying to take out?
I'm so scared that she would just let her maid die.
Yeah, but I think that would be a very interesting character point to her and
No,
show
that's
that
totally
she's like
fair.
really evil, But no, I feel like this Manhwa didn't have the guts to do anything like quite so shocking as that. They were just like, yeah, the evil people gonna die.
Yeah, especially because they're trying to show that Arya's not entirely evil a lot of the time.
Just most of the time.
Just most of the time. Yeah. So yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Goes to she, like, they start to introduce in these last like 10 chapters. So Asher is the crown prince. We all know that. He starts visiting her more secretly, like Batman, and that's fine. He brings her tulips a lot because tulips, and I actually don't know how he's growing to that many tulips, but he's like, go talk to my like distant relative. That was the judge presiding over the case of the executed maid, and so she does. And then the judge lady is kind of weird and makes her wear her like a male uniform and doesn't give any explanation as to why. And Aria's like, I'm gonna
really pulls off that
go
uniform.
now. She does pull off the uniform quite well. I agree.
Like, I
Maybe
saw
that was
it
the
and I was like,
reason.
let this be the new look.
Yeah, I was like, she should just wear pants all the time.
I feel like there was a different Otome manga where the main girl turns into like a sword lesbian or something.
Ooh,
Or I don't think she was a lesbian, but sword
a
woman.
sword lady.
Yeah, sword lady.
I don't know, but no, she just like has an awkward conversation with this lady. Puts on a uniform and runs away basically after taking off the uniform. It's like that lady was weird. But oh god. Oh yeah, she also gets a magical bracelet that is very simple and everyone makes fun of her for it, but then she's like, "The prince gave it to me." And everyone shuts up. I thought it was kind of funny that like nobody believed Aria was important until the crown prince was the thing, and then it just shows how, what do we call it, sniveling her dad is.
Yeah,
That's
but I
so
also
annoying.
hate how easy it was for her to like get in close with the prince.
Oh yeah.
It was like they kind of like just tripped into a relationship, it feels like.
Yeah, because he thinks she's really smart.
Yeah.
Bless.
She thinks she's really smart. I mean, she's not stupid, but she's also not that smart. She just has a cheat sheet.
There's just
Yeah.
no hindsight.
So actually, she's cheating. I guess she isn't smart.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't cheat,
No,
kids.
no, I would argue cheating and getting away with it is very smart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
well,
just
in this
morally
world,
wrong.
Yeah.
Ethical.
It's not ethical. Right.
he's like mistaking her intelligence for wisdom, or is it the other way around? Let's forget which one's wisdom and which one's intelligence.
I guess he is mistaking her intelligence, her wisdom for intelligence. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because she is wise because she knows.
She has the knowledge, but she's not smart.
But she can't.
Yeah,
Really
they kind of go back and forth between like, oh, I need talented people, or I would like smart people, like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they go to like that fancy people party and have like a investor dinner, and Asher's there and he wants to start a school for the common man.
I love a good people party.
Yeah, a good people party.
Yeah. I like people parties. It's so much better than like no people parties.
No
you know?
people parties. No Paula's parties. I kind of would like that though. Yeah, and then I think that's when it's actually revealed. Sorry, I'm just reading through my notes trying to remember any other plot points I've missed. If feel free to like step in realm with whatever I've forgotten.
Nah, honestly, it's a lot of like, where was he? So we're like in the mids.
Because the next thing I have is basically chapter 62, and I have a bunch of notes on that.
Yeah.
Then what happens after?
Oh yeah, a lot of my stuff is like, oh, I guess she's in her get money arc, or, you know, there were like little points here and there, little thoughts I was thinking about, like, like we're back to like when she was using her powers a lot. I'm like, okay, so she grew to the affected hourglass. I'm assuming I don't know how long she's been using it, but I'm not sure. But I'm not sure how it will affect her lifespan, because
Oh yeah, that's true. It does have a little
I was
price.
looking for bits and pieces of information. So by the time we get to chapter 62, it's been about 2 years, which it didn't really feel like long. And then I sort of threw in a flashback image of when Asher and Aria
you're
first
right.
met, and I'm like, damn, she was like tiny.
Yeah, she was starving.
Yeah, and then, you know, threw over the thing about like, oh yeah, there was one point I yelled out, Asher came in a box? Clever, but shit, man.
Oh yeah, he does visit in a box.
Yeah.
You're right.
So then I was just like, oh wow, it's been like a year and a few months, or did I mention the fact that Asher also has a power? Like, I'm assuming it has something to do with the royal family and such, something about teleporting, then we figure out more stuff about it. I like the fact that I mean, I know he was really looking to just meet Investor A, but I also like the fact that they, like, you know, out of all the businesses to use the money for, they chose it for a school. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I also wrote, like I said before, that the whole fact that they don't use the whole knight in shining armor trope a lot.
Not well. They do at one point, but yeah, not,
Yes, but
not too
one
much.
point out of a whole 62 chapters.
Yeah. I guess you're
Because
right.
normally in like a, like one of the games that you might play, it's, I don't know how many boy toys or princes is gonna come saving the day and taking the heroine's side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At this point you'd have like 5 or 6.
that's true. That's true. Okay, I will provide a counter argument to that though. Like, I do like when there's a strong female protagonist who is able to, like, show her stuff and not rely on like the men in her life.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like this series kind of stumbles with that because, like I said before, none of the other characters are really competition for her. Like, it's almost saying, like, I know this is not what it's actually saying, but it like feels like Aria's only like so powerful because everyone else is so dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost like, oh, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like the only way like this female character could be a strong protagonist is if everyone else was like really stupid and really used to manipulate.
Right.
And I don't think that's like what the author was trying to go for. I don't think the author is trying to be like, sexist or anything. I think it's just more that this story could have been more intelligently written and it needed more time. It needed more time to build up like smarter plots and smarter schemes between the people and really like delve deeper into it because everything is just kind of shallow.
Yeah, actually, I don't disagree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's knowing that it's like the blueprint for a lot of this kind of manhwa makes sense to me now because it's not really doing anything wrong. I just wish it went further.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like it would have shown her as a much stronger character if the other people were also intelligent and she still outsmarted them,
Yeah.
But it's like, no, you outsmarted like a doormat and like a high school drama queen.
Yeah.
Like, good job.
Or in like a 14-year-old. Good job.
Yeah, exactly. And like a 14-year-old like brat.
Good job.
And
You
you-
bullied a child for 30
Yeah.
chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
Like
think
I
I
said
am
at
going
the
to
beginning,
keep
like
reading.
Aria, I think is a good character, but the other characters don't stand up to her, and that really hurts the series overall.
What are you saying, Faye?
So I do think I'm going to keep reading it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I do want to know a few things, like if they're going to expand on things, and then be horribly disappointed if they don't. But, I guess if we're, I don't know.
Yeah, we
Did
can
I
finish
miss-
the series. I'm down.
Did I miss any
Yeah.
characters?
Let's see.
There were like the guards, like that kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
like
the
worked
lame
for
guards.
her, but they like didn't.
Yeah,
And there's
like
that
lame
Rain guy. I like his hair. It's like
Rain
slightly pink.
Pino.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
What
funny.
his
I just
deal?
he's another one of those like best friend of the prince,
Yeah.
overworked, underpaid sort of people.
Yeah, he's
Very
really
funny.
there to move the plot along because he like keeps bringing presents for Miel, but they're actually supposed to be for Aria. But the prince doesn't know that he's supposed to be giving the gifts to Aria. Yeah,
That's so much.
it is too much. But he's just kind of there, and he also the prince uses his last name to like get into the investing business.
Yeah,
But otherwise, he's just there.
that's how I feel like a lot of characters in this series they're just there.
They're just there.
There, yeah, I mean, that's really what it is.
I like Miss
Yeah.
Sarah though. I like her. I want to
Just
read
there.
like her.
I hope you get the happy
perspective.
ending.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be interesting? Is like you're just a side character in one of these, seeing the people like time warp and stuff.
Yeah.
Just like there they go again, time warping and teleporting.
Mm.
I'm also wondering if the prince, because he also can use the magical powers, knows that she uses powers.
That would be
True.
interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. We haven't discussed chapter 62 yet, though. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
I'm prepared to.
Okay. So in the last chapter, gosh, she leaves. Why does she leave? Oh, she goes to the opening of the school ceremony.
Mm.
Yeah. And they have a fun chat, her and Prince Asher, I guess. And they go back. And she just, Miel's having her birthday party, right? Or just a party?
Yes, it
I think
is.
she's just
It
having
is.
a party.
It is her birthday.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because it was Aria's a few days before. And they have, like, close birthdays or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she's just like, okay, that's nice. This is a party. She goes to her room, is hanging out. Miel knocks on the door, and she's like, hey, what do you want? I'm changing. And then she finally gets ready to go out. She says hi. Miel says she's brought her dad along. Hold on, maybe somebody else can say this better than me.
She's just kind of like, hey, we all the three of us have something we need to talk about.
Oh, that's what it is. Yes.
And Aria's like, okay, and Miel's like, okay, so this is what I wanted to say, and then just like yeets her dad.
Yeah, she just like shoves her dad down the stairs.
Yeah,
And
literally.
Aria's just like, okay.
Damn, you want to kill your dad, Miel?
And then like,
And then what
Fuck.
happened to you?
it was so funny.
Yeah, it is really funny. But yeah, I guess Miel's taking action against her dad now. I don't know. Just to...
I think she's trying to frame Aria, right?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
She is
she's
trying to
definitely
frame Aria.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think what
I
she
didn't read
it
the
has a
chapter.
dual purpose, because if the dad dies, Cain can take over as head of family and then can stop the union between the crown prince and Aria.
Yeah.
Oh.
He also,
Gotcha.
before he like knocks his head and gets a concussion, presumably, he like sees Arya reaching out to like get him, so he knows that it wasn't Arya, I guess. And
Yeah.
her bracelet breaks. Arya's bracelet breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dramatic drama. Oh. It's silly though. Like, I don't know. I read a few chapters beyond this because I thought we were supposed to, but it's okay. And I just don't know. I don't know what's gonna come of it. I don't know. But yeah, Miel's definitely trying to turn Arya into a villainess by blaming her for pushing her father down the stairs, even though she did it.
Yeah, I feel like Aria will be just fine.
Yeah.
I mean, Arya has to be. She's the queen bee.
Yeah, she's the main character.
Yeah. You're right.
It would be too interesting if something bad happened to her.
Yeah.
I really do like this. I want to be very clear. I'm shitting on that. I really did. Like, there was some cringy parts. I struggled because like big emotions make me uncomfortable. So like I struggled to get through some parts, but
Yeah.
overall, like it was fine. I'm going to continue reading it because I'm curious.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's weird. There aren't too many things I read that are like this, but I kind of wish I was just reading it week by week as it was released, because I think I would not have, like, I wouldn't be thinking about all of the issues that we've talked about, really. I would just be like, this is fun candy for the week, and then put it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like the art. I like the pacing. I like the concept. I think my main criticism is again with like the other characters. I really like Aria as a character. I feel like everyone else needs more oomph. They need to be developed more. The writing needs to be developed more, and the plot needs to be developed more.
Yeah. I think
That's
This
fair.
story, I feel like I'm more disappointed in the story than I am like angry at it. It's like it could have been so good.
Yeah, I think they're expanding on the Prince's story, at least. We'll at least
Yeah.
get more Prince time.
I don't really like the prince. I don't like that he has another OP superpower. I just wanted.
That's okay.
Like,
I actually
I
just
was-
don't like that he's like head over heels, no questions asked, completely 100% trust Arya. I'm like, you should like not trust her 100%.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because she did lie a little bit to you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She also treated him like dog crap.
Yeah.
Like, she stepped on his flowers, which, to his credit, he thought was hilarious, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, he did think it was funny, so it's fine, I guess. But yeah, I don't hate him. I think I am a little burnt out on blue-eyed, black-haired main male love heroes, but he's the original, I guess. So he's the original.
Let me ask you guys, if this came out, like if you had read this while it was coming out, would you have continued to read it till the end?
Probably.
Probably.
I feel like if I read this in high school, I would have really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
That yeah. Well, even if I read it now, I'd still continue it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still want to continue and finish it. I want to see where it goes.
Yeah.
I will say though, the good news is I've proven to myself at least that it's not just, when a female character is in this that I like the series. Because I liked Unholy Blood and I liked gosh, what was that other one called?
Oh,
The Korean history one.
Dynasty.
Oh,
Yeah.
My
my
royal
I like that one up to a
life.
point.
something.
Yeah.
God.
My princely life.
Yeah.
My royal life.
My
That's what I'm
life
talking about.
in the palace.
Yeah.
Living it up, had a crib,
Yeah. But it's with this one, it is female protagonist, but I'm still not like head over heels for this series.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
I think
Yeah.
that's
So
fair
it's
too.
not just a main character gender thing. I am
Yeah.
not as biased as that.
It does help. It does actually help a lot. I think that Aria does have a very strong personality.
Mhm.
I can't deal with series where like the main character is just there, and they're just reacting to everything that happens around
That's
them.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
I like Aria. I just don't like everyone else. I need everyone else to do something.
she's the main actor.
Yeah, she's the only actor it feels like a lot
Yeah.
of times.
I like her cat eyes. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the designer does a really good job with those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot you can read in the eyes. It's actually really nice because sometimes, like, I read things like webcomics and stuff, and I'm like, I can't read this character at all, and it's really upsetting.
Or it could have been very easy to mistakenly not make them distinguishable enough.
Yeah, that's true. I like that
And-
her hair is spikier.
Leah may join us in like 5 minutes and give us her
Oh,
impression.
Sure.
Even though we're done, but that's okay. We can hang out for a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
absolutely.
Yeah. Actually,
So,
oh no, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, what would you? Okay, I'm not saying what do you think is gonna happen next, but what would you like to see Arya do, or do more, do less? Just improve, negate, anything like that.
Wait. Well, repeat the question.
I would like some flexibility to her ideas.
Or
'Cause
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, because I feel like she's like, yes, I want this one thing to happen, and I've said it before. She ignores all other opportunities, all other pathways to the same goal or a better goal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, either that or I'd like her to actually 100% trust somebody, cuz she does. She'll be like, "I love Miss Sarah. She's my best friend." But then she's like, "I'm only using her. I'm the worst person in the entire world."
I'm only using my teacher to learn information from her, as if that's not what a teacher is for.
Yeah, I guess actually not trust. I think I just wish she would understand that she has a friend and it's okay to just have a friend.
I want her to have kind of what Faye said. I want her to be able to be more flexible, but I want her to learn that after she's had a gigantic failure,
Oh yeah.
Because right now she's been ahead the whole time. Or sometimes they're neck and neck, but then she just pulls ahead. It's neck and neck, pulls ahead, neck and neck, pulls ahead. I want them to actually turn the tables and then bring her under for a bit, and then she has to struggle and be able to be flexible and figure out a way around this.
I wouldn't mind if they executed Kane. Maybe Kane pushed their dad down the stairs.
Oh yeah. Maybe Kane takes the fall for Miel.
Yeah.
And then Miel that adds another layer to their hatred for each other.
Yeah.
And also we get rid of Kane because fuck Kane. Kane is
I'm
terrible.
sorry, I just don't like him at all.
Yeah, Kane. Oh my god,
he's he's got a sister fetish and it's not okay.
It's
the
weird.
Joffrey Baratheon level of hate. He just man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
disgusting.
He's Joffrey and Jaime Lannister combined.
Mm-hmm.
You know? People
Oh, yeah,
who
yeah.
know, they know. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And those who don't know, now they'll know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say I don't hate him as much as I hated Joffrey. Joffrey was a totally different level.
Oh yeah, I mean we had like 4 seasons of
Yeah,
heinousness.
yeah.
Right.
So, Toto, you said some more originality.
Or I wanted her to be punished for actions, like actual like development.
Hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
And I want more originality, yeah, for sure. But that's in general, you know? I want her to like actually have like you know, consequences for actions that she can't rewind and to actually have to learn from them because she's pretty static actually. She doesn't really learn. She just like does it again,
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
She's not actually learning to like plan better or anything. She's just okay, let me try the plan again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you're gonna be the villainess that they really thought you were, then, like, actually, like, commit.
Yeah, become like the girl boss, like the spider queen who like holds all the threads, you know?
Yeah, I guess that is. I want her to be like super evil or not
Yeah.
evil. Yeah.
I want her to be like the Don Quixote do Flamingo, you know, who holds all the cards and
Also,
manipulates everyone.
in the cover that I was able to find of The Villainous Turns the Hourglass, there's this dude with white hair, and I don't think we've met him yet. So who
Do you have like
you?
long hair?
He's like white. It's like not medium length. It's like down to his like neck.
Ma'am? What are you talking about?
I think because I read slightly ahead. You kind of see him
Yeah.
in like the next within the next
Okay,
five
okay,
chapters
okay.
afterwards. So he is somebody, I just don't remember.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh.
I wonder who he is. Oh wait, I did have something. I wonder if I can find it. I think I have. I think that they like referenced Mr. Bubs in the series. Let me save the image and show it on stream. I just thought it was cute. Like as far as like, I feel like Manhwa does it a lot where they like try to add in a couple memes. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Is that Mr. Bubs? It's covering like everybody up, but me and Toto. I'll share it in chat too, in the other chat. But it's on stream. I don't know. Is that Mr. Bubs? I can't tell. Or is it just an angry chihuahua?
I don't know who Mr.
I
Bubs
love
is.
a good angry chihuahua.
Is it just an angry chihuahua? I don't know. I thought it was funny. You know, it's that dog where they're like, this guy's
Yeah,
That just
talking
makes
to
me
you.
more angry though, because I feel like Isis did not have the presence of like a wolf or anything.
No,
She was
No.
just
she
like
didn't.
an angry poodle, maybe.
Like, maybe a cat versus dog kind of
Yeah.
thing, but definitely not wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did not have that kind of presence to her.
Yeah, she truly didn't. But she thought she did.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
She thought she did for sure. Oh goodness. But yeah, we can continue on as our October read. I don't know what day it'll be on because I don't think I can do the 24th, but I can do any other day that week. Yeah. We can wait a few minutes. Actually, would you like to go on a small break? So we can wait and
yes.
get back. I don't know.
I would like some chocolate milk.
Okay, go get your chalky milk. And then we'll come back and have a small wrap up, I guess. All right, BRB. Hello, we're back. And I gave Leah a fighting chance, and Leah's
Yeah.
here.
we're back with Chalky Milk and Leah.
Chalky milk.
We found a Leah
I wish I
along the
had
way.
some.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had some too.
I just got out of class, so thank you so much for waiting for me. My brain hurts, but talking about manhwa is a lot easier than my classes.
I'm sure.
It sounds like you guys already had a lot of really great discussion, though. I wish I could have been here, but perhaps for the next meeting when
Yeah.
we get to talk about the rest of the series. I guess like my thoughts are like I have enjoyed it. Certain aspects of it a lot. I know some of you were telling me over the break that you felt like you wanted more from side characters, and I can agree with that for sure. Aria is the best character by far, just because she kind of has the most going on. Like it's almost like a
Yeah.
she wins by default kind of situation.
Yeah.
Her sister is just a god awful antagonist though, and even Lady Isis isn't that good. There's like plenty of other villainess manhwas that I've read or have been reading where like even when it's the similar situation of like a daughter and an illegitimate daughter, like half sisters, stepsisters, they like have much better, like antagonism towards each other. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like a couple. There was one that comes to mind. There was like I don't know how many of you have read Iris, the lady and her smartphone.
Oh, I haven't.
I have
Okay.
not.
That
I have
one's
not
like
know.
that one's like the flip side. So the main character protagonist is like the actual sort of like legitimate, or well, no, she's not. She's like a sort of legitimate in that her parents died and like her uncle took over and brought his family in to like take over and run her estate while she was growing up. So like they're kind of the illegitimate ones, but they all like basically ran over her and took over. And so she's like our protagonist, and she has like a cousin slash like a cousin that's basically trying to supplant her, and they have a really interesting dynamic of like how far they're trying to go to like have control over everything now that they're growing older. There's just like a lot of other ones. I've read both perspectives, one where it's like the legitimate daughter who's the protagonist and the one that like has to fight back, and then like the one where similar to Aria, where she's like the illegitimate or stepsister coming in and has to and like just has to like fight for her life basically. So I think there are plenty of other manhwas that take a similar premise and go in more interesting directions with it, but I'm still enjoying this one. I'm a little disappointed we haven't seen the Hourglass come into play as much in recent events.
We actually didn't say this. When she uses the power, she just has to go to sleep for a little while.
Yeah, like it exhausts her and it seems to be aging her slightly.
Yeah, she's like
Like
growing
it's
up faster.
accelerating her time
Yeah.
by using it. Yeah, so I kind of hope that becomes a more like relevant plot device again at some point. It's kind of disappointing when people, write these stories with a great gimmick and then discard it really quickly. So, if you're gonna call your manhwa the villainess and her hour like turns the hourglass, I kind of want to keep seeing the hourglass.
I mean, what do you mean? She's always walking around with her giant freaking box.
Yeah, totally.
I love
We
the
just
box.
It's so funny.
we just
What's
has
in
her
the
maid
box?
carrying it.
character.
Yeah.
Is it Annie? I think Annie's just like carrying it for her half the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
How convenient.
It's really funny. It's like you need to get a bag for your hourglass.
Yeah, our
Wait,
purse is
I've
not
been
a
muted
thing.
this whole time.
Oh
What?
yeah,
No!
sorry, I thought you were away.
So sorry.
No, it's okay. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're
But yeah, I'd say those are my thoughts. I'm enjoying it so far, but yeah, it's definitely not like the best of what I've seen in this genre or these sorts of premises.
Yeah, it's all right. It vaguely reminds me of I'll Save This Damn Family, which I can't heartily recommend anyone because it is pretty fat phobic from the very beginning, but then it gets into like deep political turmoil, and the girl has been like, she was reborn into like this world that it was a book, that kind of isekai where she's like reborn into a book that she read before. And so she like read the book and she knows the things that happen in the book, but she doesn't understand any of like the political ramifications that brought them there, like the world to that point. So she actually has to struggle to understand how things work, and I feel like Aria just knows everything to a certain extent.
She does, but then she seems like really like she forgets stuff, it feels like, too, a little more often, which like on the one hand I can understand. There are like so many years of your life and it's probably hard to remember like every significant event that happened when you're like reliving and like trying to make changes. But at the same time, like the most recent chapter, she's like, man, I feel like I keep forgetting something. And I'm like, is it the part where like in your previous life, your mom died? Because like, is it the part where like your enemies have shown to be capable of like murder attempts? Because that just happened.
I feel like she remembered like the crest of like House Frederick or whatever. But
Yeah.
she doesn't know what the crown prince looks like.
Yeah.
Or his name.
I know.
He never appear at all in her last life.
Yeah, he doesn't have a very good name though, so I guess it's okay.
Ass.
Ass. Yeah.
Turope. Asterope. My mic totally cut out. That was totally my mic.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though. I knowing I don't know. Actually, Rel, maybe you can share it again. This was like the original of the Villainess.
It was okay. So while there were like similar stories written by people in a web novel form, this was one of the first Otome regressor style stories made into a
manhwa
made into a
thing.
webtoon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Which
that.
came along with what's it called? What else can we say here? It was like apparently the story for this type of style was regressors, but then it became,
Yeah.
they have like waves of, I was saying earlier in the stream, just like waves of certain themes.
Yeah. Sorry
Yeah.
to make you repeat yourself. I just thought because of that, I'm giving this. I feel like knowing that it doesn't feel as bad. I guess to read it, it doesn't feel
Knowing
like
that it's like
yeah.
one of the earlier stories
Yeah.
in the genre. Yeah, like that's how I feel about certain isekais, like Sword Art Online versus like ones that came after and ones that came before and stuff. Is like you kind of rate them based on where they fell in the timeline of those tropes becoming popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right. So yeah, thank you. Thanks for being here. Sorry it's at the end. I was like, I know you really
you're
want
fine.
to. I know you really
If
want to be
anybody-
here.
No, yeah, I totally did. Thank you for stalling for me. But if anybody does want some recommendations on like other manhwas that do like these similar premises of like villainesses and like politics and intrigue, I have been reading so many of those all year, and I can throw recommendations in the Discord, the Slug Book Club.
Please do. I'd like to
Discord.
pick at them.
Yeah.
I can definitely filter by spice level too, because I started picking up like literally anything
Well,
at
we
one
were talking
point.
about it before stream, but apparently Faye likes some spicy.
Oh, okay. Okay, we can talk. We can talk. I got some stuff.
I also like them spicy.
Yeah. I'll throw them
Don't
on
throw
my
me under
gay.
the bus when you
If
also
have
like
anything
it, Toto.
spicy and gay. Okay, yeah. I throw you under the
Okay.
bus, but I belong even deeper under the bus. Okay.
Well, I might not have anything gay. I'll have to dig. Have some. I'll have to dig, but I'll see what I can do. But yeah, I think we can do ratings though.
Oh yeah. That is true. Are we going? I actually didn't even know if we were gonna rate it or not because it's not the.
Oh yeah, I guess we're halfway.
We could just be like rate our impressions so far.
Yeah, so
10.
far.
Absolutely.
Tentative rating.
Just a vibe check. I guess. I'm thinking about what number.
Which one was the objective one? The slug rating?
Yeah,
Or
slug
star?
rating is objective. Star
Yeah.
rating is subjective. So
Yeah.
star rating is what
Okay.
you think. Slug rating is how much would you recommend this?
You also
Okay.
can just say objectively or subjectively. That's fine too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I
Some people
wanna
forget what
fit
objectively
in.
and subjectively means.
Honestly, I forget to say it most of the time, so you're fine.
I just want to fit in to the book club structure. Okay, I can start off since I was running my mouth anyway. I would say like my slug rating, the objective one is, I would probably give it like a 3. Just because, especially so far, I think there are certain aspects that, like we've said, we kind of want to see how they'll handle it for the rest of the series, like certain characters and like the hourglass element. But I think so far I would give it more of like my personal like star rating would be like a 3.5, just because like, or even maybe like a 4, because I have been kind of like enjoying it on a superficial level. Like I don't have to think too hard while reading this one.
Are you rating
Wait,
out
out
of
of
10?
out of 5 or
Or
out of 10?
Oh, out of 5.
Oh
I
no,
forgot
it's
you
okay.
guys.
Oh, okay.
I still don't fit
I was
in.
like, dang, you hate this, but then you're being like nice to it.
Okay, so like it'd be like a 6 out of 10
Yeah.
slug rating, and then like a 7 or an 8 out of 10
Okay,
star rating.
that's fair.
Okay.
I'd say like let's say a 7. Let's say like a 7 out of 10 so far for personal, because I am kind of like enjoying it with the like a head empty, like no thoughts, just vibes.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm
experience.
rating it too.
Yeah. So like it's definitely good for certain kinds of people.
Yeah, I think my ratings are similar. I think I'll give it a slug rating of 5. If you're like into like political intrigue and stuff, maybe this isn't going to be your cup of tea because it's not super deep. But if you're into just like, seeing bitches get their just desserts, this might be a series for you. As for my star rating, I think I'll give it a 6. I don't actively hate it like I did with Solo Leveling. So I think that's, an improvement for sure. And I think there is potential. I'm just more like, I'm not angry at the series. I'm just more disappointed that it could have been better, There's so
Yeah.
much that could have been done.
We'll see. We have like more chapters.
It's true. Hopefully they do some more interesting stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to still formulate your stuff, Trips?
Oh no, you
can
go
go if
ahead.
you
That's
want.
fine. Yeah.
Okay. I would say, because I wrote a little for myself. I'd say it's I'm gonna give it just both probably like a very low 7, like it just cusped into the 7 category. I think the pacing is great. Like I said, I look at like a lot of parameters when I get into a story with a lot of chapters like this. I'm like, am I gonna be lost? Will I like it? Are the characters good? Yada yada yada. And I don't like the fact that it's all twisted up into one giant set piece. I mean, it helps the pacing and allowing us to like just get into it with like not feeling like we're missing too much. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, there's information we need to be aware of, but she's kind of going about her business in the same manner, so it's not really that much of a problem. I don't give it too many critiques because it's, like I said, the predecessor to a lot of other stories that came about afterwards, or perhaps gave inspiration to some other stories. So while I also enjoy new and interesting things, I'm not gonna look for it in this story. I'm gonna look for consistency. And it misses a few things, and I can't say I can improve on it. I'm not a writer, but it just does a good job. So 7 for both.
Nice.
I have very similar opinions as pretty much everybody else. Unfortunately, like I don't really have any like big things. I think if you want to get into a political or economic esque manhwa, this is definitely it. Like it's a good starting point. Out of 5, I'd give it a solid 3, 3.5. Out of 10, I think a good 6.5, 7 is perfect for this one. Like it's good. The art's cute. The fashion is fashioning.
Yep.
The characters could use a little bit more love, but the series is currently ongoing, so like or finished, but there's still so much more to read, so hopefully they get some development.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, yeah, I feel the same way. I think it's if this is the kind of thing that I said earlier that I would like to read on a weekly basis because if it's just vibes, it's just a little dramatic candy I can eat every week, and it would be nice. I'd like it a lot more. But reading it all at once, I can see more of the holes and more of like I'm thinking more actively about how Aria's kind of dumb and whatnot. But I still overall I think it's a perfectly fine way to introduce yourself into the villainous genre of manhwa,
Yeah.
I guess, or just in
I can
general.
agree with that. The
Yeah.
little bits of like economics and like the court or like the politics and the fashioning and
Yeah.
like it's all there in its early forms.
Yeah,
I
so
agree.
it's like a 7. As far as me recommending it, I'd probably give it like a 5 because I probably would just recommend other ones first. But we'll see. I might change my mind when we finish up. Yeah, it's still good though. I think for just like candy, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It is frustrating though. I wish other characters were more interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it.
Are there any predictions about what might happen?
Well, I already gave
We do
my-
have another
my prediction.
60-ish chapters. It is finished, by the way. Finished
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
Oh,
it's finished.
There's
I
uh,
there's like
think that
20
November
epilogue
2022.
chapters.
There's 20.
Yeah, Aria's definitely gonna marry the prince. They're gonna have a happy
Uh,
ending, and all the bad people are gonna die. That's my prediction.
I want
I think-
That's not what I want to happen, but
I want Kane to be executed.
Yeah.
That's my
Okay.
prediction.
Kane executed. I think it's almost a guarantee, honestly.
Please.
Uh,
We're
I
gonna
think-
manifest that.
I think Miel will continue to get dumber. She will continue to suffer from making terrible decisions, and I think Arya said it in like a really recent chapter where she's like, "There's no one left to sacrifice themselves for you." So like, yeah, she's gonna mess up big time, and like no one's gonna cover her anymore. So I don't think she's gonna like learn or become any more strategic
Yeah.
at all. So yeah, can't wait to say good riddance to her.
Yeah, that's on her.
Mhm.
That's on her.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have no
oh,
pity.
I just thought of this. I don't know if you guys were paying attention to some of the darker tones that were happening. Like there were like tiny little blips. For example, when Aria was talking to Annie about like being accepted in some sort of society, like in terms of like beauty or like being with somebody is about being like in a mutual, in business sort of interest with each other.
Yeah.
And Annie had like these cold, like, I don't know, I can only say like horror like eyes for a hot second. And I was like, I would love more of this. I want the tonal change for what's about to happen. Sure, it's
I-
bright and beautiful and gorgeous, and I would love to watch them look pretty as hell all day, but there is going to be literal retribution, and I want to see that like in the visuals.
Yeah, I think I could get behind that. I mean, we've known from when Annie was introduced that like she's a ladder climber. Like she's got her own personal goals like and ambitions, and she like the whole relationship with Arya, like we've seen it get better, but it very much started from that like position of Arya being like, "Well, I'll help you. You just have to give me your undying loyalty." And Annie's like, "Well, okay, well, if she's going to do more for me than Miel, then obviously I'm gonna team up with her." So yeah, like we've known she's been in it for like very personal interest.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
be-
Well, I mean, I know this won't happen, but I wish Annie would like overthrow all of the nobility. You can overthrow like Arya too, because she's kind of a bitch.
Arya too.
That'd be
Yeah.
funny, actually.
Yeah,
She's
that
like
would
the
be
secret
funny. Just
final
like
boss.
yeah,
So it was
exactly.
like all of them gotta go. Total restart.
I know. I'm just like down with the system.
Annie becomes Robespierre.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's already the Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, goodness. But yeah, I guess we will read the second
You'll catch
half.
all of us screaming in Discord if Annie turns out to be like the leader
Oh,
of the
yeah.
That would be
revolution.
amazing.
Oh, that would be so funny. Annie probably could be like the other isekai. Like, I came all the way back to get you.
I came to destroy the monarchy.
To get you. Yeah.